Hi, it's Gadget UK here again. This time having a look at my Multisync LCD 1770 NX. I don't know if you can see, I'll zoom you in, there's a line that appears here. Now, I showed this previously on one of my 1200 videos. It's been annoying the hell out of me for a long while. It's been intermittent. Hopefully it's not something that's now permanently failed, because it does seem to be on all the time now. And sometimes just pressing here, it would fix it. And sometimes just whacking it like that would fix it, but that doesn't seem to be working anymore. Yeah, so I'm having to hold the camera here, but can you see? Can you see here? It's not very visible. It's more visible on a black screen, but yeah, it goes all the way up the top of the screen there. So I probably need to start by removing the 4 screws that hold this, I think it's a VESA bracket. You know, you could put a VESA wall mount on this if you wanted. Now, it might not be repairable. It could be a problem with the actual LCD panel. How's that come off? Like that. So I may as well unscrew, disconnect the video lead here. You can see I did a mod to this to pull 5 volts out of the standby of the power supply. So it looks like all of these screws around the outer edge here, of which there are quite a few. They're really weird, these screws. They've got like a really small surface area in the middle of the thing, so it's like if your screwdriver's not a good one and you don't put a lot of pressure on, you'll struggle to get them out and maybe damage the head. See, like that, felt like that was going to... Yeah, it's tearing, look. Oh. Yeah, there we go. So I had to undo the 2 screws that hold this on here, and then this just comes out. You can see we've got a couple of JST type connectors and a ground contact there. Let's just undo that. I have been in this before, I just can't remember doing it. It was a long time ago. The buttons on here are not so clever anyway. We'll might just get some contact glue into those while I'm there. And it looks like the front has to come off the back, which is really weird. So you've got to push these little clips in. You can see that it's starting to separate, look. But then, I'm not sure what's holding it up here. I think the back is actually coming away from the screen, but it is clipped on. So I finally got the back off there, just removing all the screws around the shield here. It's really annoying because it's got a massive metal can around the whole thing, which will make it very difficult to get anywhere near the screen connections and things. Anyway, it's starting to come to pieces. I've got the feeling this is going to be irreparable. I mean, nothing's irreparable, but it's just a question of time and effort and stuff, and let's just pull that off. So as I say, I've been inside this before, so I mean, you know, something like this, that wouldn't cause a single pixel to be an issue, you know, a single row. It can't be that ribbon there. It can't be anything on here. It's got to be on the actual edge of the screen, so I'm going to have to just completely dismantle this even further. So I've almost got this digital board out here. I think to free it up, I'm just going to remove these little hex nuts here. So many screws and stuff to get inside this though, it's ridiculous. Anyway, let's see if that'll come out now. Yep, there we go. So that and the power supply are separated. So I think with this big shield here, I think it's screwed on around the edges here, so I'll do those next. It's like a never-ending nightmare, this screen. So I'll show you in a minute the plastic thing that goes around the front, the fascia, that has to clip off, and then the metal part from the back will separate from this. But then we've got these screws here. Now straight away I'm thinking, is that straight? But I don't think that would cause a problem with one really super thin column coming down the screen. It's more likely to be where ribbons join the actual edge of the display, but again it's all wrapped in more metal. So we'll just see what's under here, if this will come off. I'm not even sure if this will come off, this piece here. Oh, there we go. So this is the area I was looking at. You can see these little ribbons here. It's more than likely a problem with one of these. So, I mean, what can you do if it is a problem with one of these? Well, one thing I might try in a minute is just heat with some hot air and then flatten it down as I go along. I'm not explaining that very well. What I'll probably do is heat with hot air and then use a damp cotton bud and hold it, you know, cool it down there, and move a bit further along, then gradually move along gradually move along, you know. So this is the hot air, this is the cotton bud, you know, so that you can try and just heat it but hold it in place. The other alternative, I've seen people do similar things before, is because this is metal, the cover goes over here like this, you can get some of that sponge stuff that's a couple of millimetres thick, stick a strip of it over where you think it's affected, and when you put this back on, it'll squash it down super tight, and that might solve the problem. So I'm not going to go crazy on this. I've got it set to 200 degrees, and I suspect it's this one here. Now, of course, could be where it joins the screen. That is a possibility. Anyway, I'm just going to heat here like this, 200 degrees, and then just sort of massage it. Of course, the danger is if you heat this up too much, you could just peel straight off. Now, that probably isn't going to do the job, but we've got to give it a try, I guess. For good measure, I might put a piece of that sponge stuff over there. Just feeling that now, it's not too hot. But is it where it joins the screen? It could well be. So I am going to stick some of this sponge stuff under here, actually. Just because even though I've just heated that, we've got no idea without testing, you know, knowing whether that's going to solve the problem. So I'll cut a piece about that thickness there, and we'll do it the whole length of the thing if we can. I'll just cut this all the way along. Yes, it's not very thick, and I'll stick a piece across there like that. So let's just try and size this up. It's like after the S there. Yeah, that should do. And we'll just peel back the thing on that. This does compress really well, so I'm hoping this should just about fit in there. I'm going to stick it right over that. So yeah, it's certainly a fudge fix. We don't need the sticky side on that side at all. And of course that's going to cause us major problems if we try to remove it. So I've got to hope it does fit. So I don't think there's anything else to screw in there. So in terms of this piece now, we can literally just get this back on. So yes, it does. Yeah. So this goes on the outside like that, and then it just goes over there like that. So actually, I can feel straight away there's quite a lot of height here. I might even be able to stick another layer on that. Let's do that. It's going on, but I can feel just a little bit of pressure there. So I put the two screws here on each side back in, so there's, you know, 4 in total, and then the front fascia, this plastic piece, clips back on. So if I just flip this over, it's seen better days, this screen. It certainly has. You know, there's marks on the fascia, there's marks on the front of it. It's obviously had a lot of use. It was, you know, refurbished, you know, or ex-office stock or something. So anyway, let's get the main boards back in. So I've got that connector set back in there. You'll notice it had one of these magnetic things and it just crumbled. It literally crumbled to pieces. So I want to get that back under there like that. And then this bit sort of wedges under that bit, if that makes sense. It has held in one piece, look, but it's not going to stay on there. So I am just going to put a piece of Captain tape right down there, right like that, on the surface of it. And then over and down there like so. Yeah, just to hold that. It's just you know, for removing EMI, you know, noise and stuff. So yeah, that's all back in place. This ribbon looks okay, I think. Just got this feeling it's not going to work after this. It's going to be worse. You watch, there'll be like a whole section out or something. That heating might not have helped, but anyway, we've got to give it a try. I'm not going to waste too long on this. If this doesn't work, I will literally just order another screen, because this cost me £15, and for between £15 and £30 you'll get the same sort of thing. You can see I numbered these up: 1, 2, 1, 2, and then up here 3, 4, 3, 4. because you don't want to get those round the wrong way for sure. So that's the power supply board secured. Let's just secure this little display driver or whatever it is. I'm not going to get all 3 screws in, we'll just do these ones down here, and then I can get the flat flexors and things back in. So this one here, yeah, the flap is lifted up. This is really fiddly because the way everything is, and it's a really long flat flex, as you can see. So if we get it in, there we go, it's in, then push the flap down, that's it. Get the JST back on there, the power supply, that's in, and there's one over here as well. To be fair, the stuff on the back is easy to work on. You know, swapping out with these boards wouldn't be too bad. It's just dismantling the panel that's the pain. Yeah, so 1 screw here, that is the final one there. Now I could test it at this stage actually. I don't know if I'm tempted to do that because I don't think I'm going to go much further than this. This could be a fail, this video. I'm just going to go for broke, reassemble it. Now I was amazed, it did actually work. That line vanished for about 3 months-ish. After 3 months it came back and it cheesed me off so much I just decided to get a new LCD panel. So someone had been breaking these monitors and separating all the parts, selling the boards and the screen separately. So as you can see, I got a brand new panel here for this because I do believe it is the panel. I can't be bothered messing around. Yeah, and that was fitted about 3 years ago, and it's been fine ever since. I've used my 1200 an awful lot. You can see it running the latest version of Outrun here from Reassembler Games. Check out the link down below for that. You need a fast 030 or ideally an 060, but yeah, really nice modern version of Outrun. I haven't got the sound here at the moment because it comes through my headphones, actually, through my sound system on my PC. But anyway, we'll be coming back to this 1200 in a video on the main channel very soon, as I do a few tweaks and things to a few things on it. Just showing you here a page, and I've shown you this before on other videos on the main channel. There's like a table of all the different LCD displays that may mostly be compatible with an Amiga or an ST or whatever, you know, some of those older systems. But it also shows you the ones that it doesn't support, and actually my monitor is right in the middle of that table there, of the ones in red. But this list didn't exist when I purchased my monitor. Looking at the manual for this monitor, something I was not aware of before I purchased it many years ago. The lowest frequency it'll do is 31.5 kHz, so you want something for, you know, for an ST or an Amiga, one of those retro, you know, computers or consoles, that'll do 15 kHz. So yeah, this is why I have the 8220, and you can see that there, how it's powered, got connection at the back there, that just powers the upscaler, giving me the 31.5 kHz. So I do hope you found that short video interesting. If you like repairs and upgrades and things, mostly computer systems and consoles from the 80s and 90s, please check out the main channel. There'll be a link down below. I'll catch you in the next video.